end up there again. You can feel it.
I'm not entirely sure we're gonna end up there again, because you know, look at these drafts. It's a slightly different story here. You know, there's no Susan to drag things along. Both teams have abilities. Tier 5s, man. Yes.
It's tough after that Drow last game, isn't it? Because there's a PA on one side.
Probably Navi, I want to say, but it's tough call, I think.
You know, I think gives it the edge. Fallen Scar and Phoenix. That would be the one. Boom.
Yeah,
egg.
that might be the backbreaker.
And that's kind of an interesting thing as well. Is like switching in this Phoenix. Navi, if they do find a scenario with on the high ground, the high ground defense is similar to what it was last game, right? It's just the difference here is, as you said, VP, they have better means of taking buildings this time.
30 seconds to battle.
Yeah, and their lineup, it's quite different. You know, we're gonna have this strong PA with alacrity. You have different ways of fighting, finding target. They also have, you know, a much easier time taking rule. Definitely a different type of game. Navi going with a sort of similar strategy here. Once again with Avenged Drow, they got this tanky kind of mid laner who...
The battle begins.
Oh, fight and play make.
Now this surprised me a little bit because, you know, we have a lot of ties back and forth, and I thought Navi, they do want that kind of front liner, like I believe T mentioned, but then maybe a little bit extra initiation. I thought maybe they would have went for something like an Iceberg Kunkka here, because you are playing against a Viper as a DK as this game goes on. Is this a better laning matchup though than Kunkka versus Imbo?
Probably DK feels better overall. Okay. I mean, DK is just kind of happy, but yeah, I mean, it's a little bit surprising with the Viper over there. You know, maybe it's just a comfort. Or maybe, yeah, maybe Kunkka was banned. That might have been it. That might be. That might be one of the reasons.
A new patch. This is what's going to happen. You're going to get the option to revoke a ban. Now, I think we've done this one already, and it was a disgusting idea. We'll never do it. In terms of lanes, like it should be a pretty easy lane for Iceberg in this situation, right? Because you're playing against probably the Quaswex Invoker, and you have a way of reducing his pitiful damage with that brief fire.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Roger? Oh, that's a little bit of a whoopsie there. The slows still only level 1 on the bird.
That's one of the dangers. Low armor hero. Pace with the stifling dagger and the hard to run away, you know.
Especially when you think about how long enchant lasts at level 1. 3.75 seconds doesn't sound that long when you say it out loud, but when you see it in action, the amount of extra hits you get in on a chase is a bit ridiculous.
Roger once again here.
Oh,
the fire spirits. They're poking a little bit, you know. They wanted to waste these fire spirits, and but he's gonna get the. This lane though, I think PA should be. Maybe a little bit annoying fire spirits.
And in comparison, this top lane, we saw the Viper last time and got some interesting kills in this lane.
And do you see the build on Always Wanna Fly this game? Do you see what he has?
Oh,
got the stun.
Wow.
Got the stun.
So, you know, this is clearly him saying, I think I can live this time, right? Because clearly last time he just done it on purpose. Always Wanna Fly is that smart.
Don't you
Because he was playing against a ridiculous combo, right? Like if you got stuck in the cogs, you knew you were always dead because of that Never Toxin. This time around, maybe a little bit more tricky for save because, you know, shards, you do have a way of running out of them.
Yeah, no, slightly different lane, you know, not as scary perhaps. Clockwork, of course. They are pressuring Roger a lot. Eventually, I think that pressure sort of transferred onto General. Roger has to sort of stay away from.
That's a worrying thought as well. Usually the reason you pick Clock in the free is, you know, you should be able to kind of easily get your levels, 1 or 2 quick little items. And then if you need, you can kind of convert to that 4 role. That's where having this Phoenix can be good for you, right? A hero that is usually considered kind of greedy from an XP perspective.
Yeah, it's a little bit, I think, for general, a little bit of a liability, but later on, you know, the egg can prove quite. They don't have amazing tower egg hitters, but they're also not that bad. You know, Viper is okay, Invoker with Alacrity perhaps. Not the worst.
That's the thing. Like this Viper, I mean, he could. I'm not sure if he'll take the lifesteal attack speed, because I could imagine like a level 10 talent attack speed could allow him to just keep pace from sniping out the egg. But now he's gonna snipe out.
Rogers made the rotation to top though.
They're gonna turn it.
Go on to
Snowball. Ooh, I don't know if it's gonna save him though. Multi-shot comes out. DM is gonna go down first and always want to fly. He will not even die.
First.
It's the start. It's the reverse Malk performance.
It's gonna leave General down here. Gonna get quite bullied here by Ilias. There, he is just gonna completely be allowed to go for build, just trying to farm up a store.
Now, there is another guy who's kind of free farming and chilling, and that's Iceberg in the mid lane. Big lead over GPK already. Huge difference here. I guess.
Yeah, I'm surprised it's this big. I mean, of course, it should definitely be quite a favorable Iceberg here. I also like the fact that he.
Roger. That's a sad bird. There's any way he can rotate, Ilias can match. Like you said, now the Epi Kid's kind of free to do as he pleases. I mean, General doesn't really have the means to bully him off the lane. You know, he's got the barrier solved for the moment, but every time that's on cooldown, you know Epi Kid's just going to free farm again.
Yeah,
he's this. They're rotating mid. Cold Snap comes out. EMP as well. Save's going to come in with the snowball control. No man of the Dragon Tail. He has got the Soul Ring, but it would kill him, and he knows it.
Such a nice kill to find. It helps the Invoker get back into this lane and game. Buys him a bit of time. It's also the didn't really take any damage.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Wait some more.
Yeah, and it's going to kind of begin to unlock GPK, right? Because this is a Quaswex Invoker. You don't necessarily need much to make things happen in this game. But if you actually look at the entirety of VP's lineup, it's all in support of this PA, who, as you already mentioned, is off to a great start to the game.
Fight!
Navi have brought this sort of fry lane down.
Yeah, but look who they left top.
Yeah, no, exactly. They don't really want to be.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
But, and
no, he didn't find the spot. He knows where he is. He'll try and run away. Luckily for him, there's no other VP heroes here. Although I say that, DM, he's just going to casually click this one down.
Yeah, the
pieces for General.
Points low is just.
Also the dumb earn value, because you just reduce his magic resistance to next to nothing. It's almost like you're just dishing out pure at that point.
Top of the snap.
As that happens, they actually managed to jump on always want to find the bot. General is now coming here, but it's a level 4 clockwork. They're just trying to dodge out, I guess, and give V2 the best situation, but it feels like there's a little bit too much appeasement going on here right now. VP are getting too much from it.
Yeah, the Drow Ranger is not really fun. Very nice hole. Quite well in terms of just forced around quite a bit here. It's also, you can see that the kind of the real, like the person who suffered most this game only being level
Radiant
5, but his net worth is all
Double damage!
not really on par with.
No, and, you know, say if he set a kind of a high mark for clockwork performances in this series in game 1, this start for General is going to make it hard for him to try and match that. Meanwhile, Ilias will at least be found in the top lane. Strolling into the Drow territory is a big mistake there.
Yeah, a bit of a bump there.
At this rate, he should surpass DM. Just continue to more or less suffer him on the lane. He's going for the ATOS build, so wants to be active, able to set up these kills a bit more. Is a decent way away. And the question is there anywhere like good you can park him right now, or is he just kind of stuck in this top lane, I guess?
Probably gonna hover around here a while. Might start. Can you imagine? He just 72 worth of Viper, and now he's back at it again. Man, he's got some.
Didn't he say that he liked this hero in an interview?
Some mental 42. I do, you know, but 72 minutes, man. Quite a lot of Viper, you know. I'm in it for like a 35-minute game, you know. You do well in your lane, and you 72 minutes and then some.
Oh, safe. You'll be able to walk away. I get what you mean, though. It's like, oh, the turnaround, though, Roger. Hung around too long. Vincere already knew it was a bad idea, but Roger, he didn't get the memo.
The shard's very nice. They're blocking away.
Iceberg?
Where are you going?
I mean, he baited himself into this one. He thought he could fight with a pitiful little enchantress instead. It's going to be a double kill for DM. Always Want to Fly is also going to be found. They wanted a high five, and he refused to give it to him, so they'll just take his life instead. And the tier 1 tower next.
Yeah, and this is when the Vipers.
This should make my life easier.
Leave this top area. Not really anyone there anymore. Drow's scared of going in. There by the Radiant, they were just
Dire's
there. So
middle tower is under attack.
Viper can just leave there.
Dire's
It's fine.
structures
We're
are
just gonna
fortified.
go to mid and take this. Get tier 1 and try to take over as much map as possible.
They're trying to defend this. This may be a mistake. Iceberg is in a lot of trouble. He's gone. And Always Want to Fly is going to join him again by the looks of it. They find save, but not worth. Double kill for Ilias. They maybe at least keep this tower up, but it's like at what cost? Because you even brought Vincere in here. I don't know if he wants to hang around this mid lane for long.
Jackpot.
Yeah, I'm not sure really what Iceberg is up to. Like all 3 of his deaths so far have been quite, I don't know, just
Very Always Want to Fly, right? Like, I'm doing this for space. And
yeah, he's just
you're a
not very
DK
cautious. Not very cautious, and just kind of like walking to areas where he shouldn't be. Perhaps the longevity of the.
Dire are scanning.
he gets in the game too. He's like, what exciting hero have you got? You picked me, DK. You picked me another hero this for hitting tap. Okay. So I want a playmaker, man. I want something fun that moves around. Look what GPK got this game around.
Yeah, I mean, he gets to play Zeus Invoker. I'm
Exactly.
Dragonite Death Prophet. Like, what the fuck? Is that what you
You just
guys
want me to
think?
get hit? Exactly. I mean, you know, his name is Iceberg, which does make you think of like a unmovable object, but he's been shattering
Yeah, I mean,
a
he's
little
also
bit
a
too often
boxer,
already.
right?
Yeah. Give him Tusk mid. That's what we're getting at here. Oh, I miss those good old days of the Deso Rush mid Tusk.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
A lot.
Good old days of Deso Rush Tusk.
Do you
talking?
remember like 20? I think it was like 2012, 2013 when the hero just didn't feel good really in any role. I think that was a long time ago. Back before he got tag team. You remember the old Sigil? I know you had some time.
I remember the Sigil. I mean, the Sigil was that was a pretty dope spell. I
Radiant
think.
structures
Oh, yeah.
are fortified.
It was very annoying to deal with.
Are you okay?
It kind of feels like in some ways they trivialized the hero. I remember they first made the tag team change and it was just broken, but no one was picking it because there was too many tournaments going on, right? Like no one had a chance to practice it. And
Dire's
then
middle tower
people
is under
realized not only did it
attack.
have all these weird, cheesy, broken combos, but actually getting a ridiculous
Dire's
amount
middle tower
of extra
has
damage.
fallen.
I think it was on the 12 or 15 second cooldown from level 1 was a little bit broken.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Yeah,
attack.
tag team initiative. Tusk Chen combo that while was just X speed and something else.
I'm glad to see the hero getting picked a little bit more. It feels like it's been a while since we'd seen him.
Dire's
Especially
top
seeing
tower
as
is
there's
under
been a
attack.
shift away from these Roman supports to the 2-1-2 meta for quite a long time.
Dire's structures are
Rogers
fortified.
had sort of a rough start. I mean, he got some
Dire's
great
top
ambitions
tower
here.
is under attack.
Hard. Get up. stages. I mean, the question is how much map will
Radiant's
be
bottom
take the
tower
forward.
is under attack.
How much space will Navi get? You know,
Yeah.
enough space.
I mean, that's the thing, right? Look at the difference these two lineups. You got a Drow and a Dragon Knight,
Radiant's
and they've only
bottom
taken
tower
one
has
tower,
fallen.
while VP are about to take their third one.
Dire's top tower is under
Yeah, and
attack.
Iceberg is queuing up a blink, right? So not really gonna get stronger than he is in terms of fighting capability. Get on top of a target, you can stun, maybe try to get the. That's squishy, you know.
Dire's
You have to
top
save
tower
in the
has
tusk.
fallen.
Stallion already, so they're going for.
Radiant's bottom tower
Last game.
is under attack.
Yeah, and then you're gonna blink in, you're gonna throw out a stun, but if DM's anywhere nearby, you don't necessarily have the raw health to keep yourself alive as a Dragon Knight.
So the Nether Toxin, a lot of this innate tankiness don't really feel as normally do on this track.
No, especially against the PA of all heroes in this type of game. We could end up seeing those situations where a Dragon Knight gets 1 or 2 hit later stages if he doesn't, you know, continue to scale.
And he's already got the Battle Fury now on hit, so he's gonna start to ramp up a little bit here.
The smoke movement by the side of VP will be off the mark. They don't actually spot anyone. They're looking in the wrong place. A reasonable guess, though,
Radiant
considering
are
Navi just
scanning.
opened up this area. Maybe they were going to try and
Radiant's
use
middle
it.
tower is under
Navi, they just keep
attack.
moving this fight.
This should make my life easier.
Yeah, they sort of have to move.
The dusk is
Very
always
scary to play
ready.
against this Tusk Invo. Pickup is very strong. Right now their spells are just strong for fighting. Oh. I'd find the Viper here though. Quite a nice kill here.
General, he's got the hook shot. Gets vision. Ilias will be the kill. They'll move in, multi-shot through. We'll clean him up. Easy piece. Creepwave's not here though, and they did just commit the Elder Dragon form. So the question is, Navi, like, what do you do with this ultimate now?
I think you're really happy with that. There was a large smoke movement by 5 heroes. All you gave up was your 5 Enchantress. ST. You got some level 6 Enchantress. Of course, you really very happy.
Especially when that kind of that attempt at only getting you that, you kind of look at Epi Kid and it feels like there's situations where you talk about an Alk still farming. Because this guy is beginning to accelerate. Like, he's not only one Mithril Hammer off having that Deso, and at VP at that stage, so one kill could easily lead them to go take Roche,
Dire's
and all of a
top
sudden
tower is
Navi
under
will be
attack.
just clustered inside their base.
Yeah, I mean, he was like 300 gold ahead of the Drow Ranger, but with the help of that stack, another Ancient Camp just...
Radiant's
Oh,
bottom
kills.
tower is under attack.
Hookshot gets General out, but barely.
One by one.
I mean, we saw how amazing Hookshot can be in the late game, but this is painful to have to do in the early game. It's only 60 seconds, but Clockwork is that type of hero, especially in the core role, right? That you just kind of need to keep finding kills.
Yeah, they have 4 heroes bar Drow Ranger now, with kind of the not the start that Iceberg had, but sort of the follow-up to that state. Set him back so much. Up there, he was quite far ahead. He was top armor for a while. Now with all these stats, sort of transitioning more, almost as a supporter's role. And Clockwork is not really a scaling hero in that same tradition. I think Roger and you know, to some extent even Iceberg, eventually they're gonna have to take a lot of the slack.
I think you're right on that, right? Iceberg, his lane was very chill, and then obviously Tusk comes in, makes it a little bit too cold for him, and now, yeah, he's going for the BKB next, but it really feels like he's kind of just a scouting tool to set up for this Drow, which puts even more pressure on Vtoon in a game where he could very easily get caught out.
Yeah, he's getting dangerously. Also with the...
Oh, are they going to do it? They're going to go. General, the Ice Shard, max range clipped, and they cannot force the hook shot out of him, though. Save. We'll use the snowball, which should allow him to get away. The hook shot being primed up. General's going to whiff it. quick save. We'll turn around with a Walrus Punch. They're going to burn him down. He will die. The Sunstrike not good enough to kill off General, but my god, did he make him work for it.
Yeah, they had to quite a lot to...
Radiant's
Tusken.
middle tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
50 extra cast range talents.
Balanced. See him use it because he can see the Drow.
Radiant's
If I go for a
middle
different
tower
target,
has fallen.
dagger out. He decides that's enough to scare away V2, and they just wanted to try and protect the tower, but it is going to fall.
Yeah, GPK just casually throwing.
Hope you like Italian. Well, now with the Deathstar though, and with the Dragon form used like that, you can already see what VP's intended. So this will not take long. Maxed out on the tag team. Medallion as well, Alacrity, Pyrosh. Look at General. He really wants to help out here, but the amount of things blocking his way.
Roshan has fallen to the Radiant.
Now, not only do they get an Aegis, they might just get a bonus kill on the side. Icewall goes down to zone away reinforcements. The Blade Mail will not protect him as General falls.
They're used to be there
Rumor has it.
pretty quickly.
Yep.
Deso, they've got the tag team medallion.
Okay. All right, you're confident, but this is a little bit too confident. Epic Kid is going to try and salvage this, but V2 just poking and prodding at him. He's going to lose the Aegis. X going to go down, and he has no way of Phantom striking outright to this to try and escape. They're going to lose another one. Triple kill already for V2. He's going to start to right click into the PA next. Epic Kid is also going to follow the Molly shot, and Viper going to be brought down. It's an ultra kill for V2, and immediately as soon as VP get a big advantage in that Aegis, Navi slaps it out of their hands and takes it back.
Yeah, they
Invisibility.
strange sort of commitment there. I'm not sure he ran up there.
He was...
Got it.
I mean, you're feeling confident, right? They're like, oh, we got this lead, you know, we got this big advantage. There's no way that Navi are going to fight us. Yet somehow V2 was able to stand still and click on heroes at his own leisure for the entirety of that fight.
Yeah, V2 just...
Now, when you look at the net worth, he's caught up completely with Epi. Over 100 gold split between them.
I guess
Yeah,
they're
he's overtaken the... He's gonna back. Now you kind of have to think things a little bit. You're gonna have to be happy with that 8. Kind of threw it away. Roger's actually...
And, he can get away with this because General, in terms of, like, what do you really need on a
Radiant
clockwork in this
are
game?
scanning.
Like, the Blade Mail kind of does what is needed. You can see he's actually just going to queue up an E-Blade next and the Ags as well. So these items that will help, but when you think about what's going to give you more value is that the Phoenix or the Clockwork in this game, he understands that he's actually now the POS for Clockwork.
Yeah, and it's
Radiant's
pretty
bottom
fine.
tower is under attack. Radiant structures
definitely
are
just-
fortified. Dire's structures are
15.
fortified.
And then level 10.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Egg is going to be...
Radiant's
V2
bottom tower is
kind of all
fallen.
the net worth he's got. He's not that easy to kill. The Menta to get out of the net. Cautious.
Haste.
Dire's middle
Wanna keep-
tower is under attack.
And it's off.
No, and he's not looking to be static, Drow, right? He's not just looking to sit there, do the big clicks, build data lists like we saw last game. He's going for the Silver Edge. He understands. Actually, like, we have to bring the fight to a PA, because if you
Radiant's
try and poke
bottom
and
tower
prod at this
is under
hero,
attack.
it's going to jump on you from a screen away and kill you.
Yeah, and the Silver Edge this game, while I usually just have added
Incoming.
just mobility is gonna be quite nice. Limited amount of lockdown on VP. You have any direct dagger? Lockdown is not that reliable.
most definitely. And it's always hard to stick on a classic Venge Drow combo. We talked about it enough. It's, even if you get this blink and you manage to get that initial Walrus Punch, there's always going to be that save coming out of Always Want to Fly. And then the question is, where's VP's second line of initiation in this game? Does it exist?
It just depends on how the fight breaks. They're gonna have this timing where he is gonna be very strong with find the right target now. Oh, Dragonite. There's a Shiva's bro. They're not easy pick. He used to feel like, you know, total raid boss, but now even with the of these
Well,
not gonna feel all
let's
the good.
see if it does pay off. Iceberg, he goes in, he wants to fire. Epic moves forward, Quits come out, Phoenix is dead. No chance to use the egg. Snowball buys some time for Say. The BKB's run out soon for Iceberg. He needs to get more value out of this right now. They're gonna bring down the Tusk, but they've lost the Venge as well. They'll move in. Hook shot in, Clockwork, trying to control them up. Epic needs to retreat away. V2 staying out of range of TM. There is gonna be a Phantom jump away. He's able to actually move over the side. PA barely alive, and the missed chance. They will not save him. Iceberg gets the kill, but will burn up in the meatball himself. 4 dead on the side of Navi. They do keep V2 alive. And still he will just about live. The Sunstrike is not enough to finish him off, but a definitive win in the fight for VP.
Roger just, I mean, I said that they're not gonna be as squishy anymore, but Roger did not really look like a Phoenix that are there with Tusk with the tag team medallion. I think there was Alacrity maybe on.
And that clumsy net as well. Just he didn't have a chance to react at all.
No, that's kind of what they have to find the right target, right? Phoenix is kind of the optimal target, unless you're getting not the best. Then
the crazy part is that, you know, Navi, they had vision of eyes there, right? Like VP had walked under a ward, they got exposed. So Navi kind of knew where everyone was, but still they were not able to react quick enough to that. It just kind of shows how quick this PA can initiate. That's kind of the critical one. With all that cast range on the Phantom Strike, it feels almost impossible to stay out of her view and out of her range.
yeah, that the talent has been
Coming in.
very difficult.
Especially in a game like this, when you think about heroes like the Phoenix, right, that play very far back, and that's kind of their advantage, is that they can counteract your move. It becomes a little bit more difficult.
And Roger, he dropped the other.
Oh, they have vision.
This.
My God.
Blaze here.
Moving in.
Dire's
Oh, that's
middle
good.
tower
Iceberg
is under
forced to
attack.
use the Elder Dragon form. That kind of nonchalant. That's going to come back to bite him if they don't do anything with it now.
Or why he used it. I feel like this series hasn't really been. It hasn't really been like for
Dire are
very
scanning.
strongest. Quite a few awkward engagement.
Trying to use it.
Been a little bit off here. They might find Epic though.
The salve that hook shot in. PA stunned up. The chain starts to overlap with them though. Sunstruck on the side to try and protect the egg, but it's not going to be good enough. They get rid of it. And now Epic swapped into the mix, trying to turn around onto this, but can he actually dish out the damage? He needs to retreat away from it. He knows Iceberg BKB is still running. DM is going to try and zone them away, but V2 will turn around and punish him for it. They will be able to bring down Natus as well. General is going to fall for it, however. And Epic now being healed too. That's that cast range again, gets him away. Down and away from Iceberg, and that's a good time for Navi to retreat because the Elder Dragon form did just run out.
Opting to go. Top net worth. Fight this P. Quite a lot again. Yay. All the agility guy, I mean, sitting at 76% physical resist. PA dealing pretty much meant to.
Which is still a lot for a PA, but yeah, you definitely feel it. Even when you've got all this amp up, right, with the Tusk, with the Alacrity, it's going to be the difference between V2 being able to stand there and instantly dying. And, you know, it's not really a game where Epic Kid could rush towards the nullifier. Well, I say that, he's changed it up now. He says, okay, I'm going to have to get that next. He is going towards the nullifier. So he maybe is still going to lock the lockdown and is going to remain somewhat on the squishy side.
Yeah, at the same time, the nullifier. Let's go for the 35% blur evasion, so not for the corruption talent. Whew. Does have now the 84/85%.
Silver Edge will have more value. Viper Strike forced out. General goes in. He's got the cogs. He's going to trap him in with him. DM stands his ground, turns around, but the Nevertop's doing a lot of work. Dive through. Can they do enough? Iceberg. Too much work's being done. The Sunstrike's off the mark. 1-for-1 exchange. Phantom Assassin able to run away. As you said, 85% miss chance. Good luck hitting me. But after that, they get a little bit of a bigger kill, considering DM is continuing to scale and General is, in fact, the pos 4 on this team now.
Radiant are scanning.
Yeah, kind of a nice kill. At the same time, they didn't really force any BKB there.
No. And it felt like they might egg, but they realized there was no point, right? Like, there was no way to hold it.
5-second cooldown, I think.
Oh.
Well, he would have wanted to use
Whoops. That's what I was wondering, because it would have been, I think maybe it would have been awkward to chase targets at that point anyway, right? Like, I think only Iceberg was really in. They still had the cogs down that was blocking any sort of pursuit. Maybe it works out for them, because now they can use it at this critical moment, because in 20 seconds, Roche will respawn.
Yeah, and I was actually just expecting that to be I that died there, because I'm just like from the last series, the last game, that I'm kind of just expecting him to.
Instinctive thing, understandable. It has to be BKB. They don't need to run. But can they even get Evoker out? GPK's in trouble, forced up the high ground, but Vitsun hits too hard.
Under attack.
Amateur.
Swaps about. Oh, always want to fly. Okay, you want him dead. There it is, but he's going to make it worthwhile. DM gets caught out. Is ran through. Vitsun finds another. 2-for-1 exchange, and all you get is an always want to fly kill. Which rumor has it, they're not exactly rare.
Regeneration.
11:05 so far. They're gonna Aegis here, probably Cheese Iceberg, who, despite having that kind of really shitty mid game, now ahead of GPK. Yeah. Level 18.
Roshan has fallen to the down.
I mean, it's the Drow, right? The Drow just kind of unlocks. It's almost like you've got an extra item on you because of that agi when you're in the Elder Dragon form. So you can still dish out a lot in these fights. That AC is just going to be returned in the favor to the Drow. And I just kind of find it funny in this game because think about DM, right? Like, yeah, these early kills, net worth wise, wasn't too good. But then we talked about earlier in this game, just completely dominating. And then in comparison, Vitsun, who got roughed up, is now roughing everyone up. Save! Ambitious to say the least. Playmail's going out with the clockwork, so he will be protected for the moment. They might reinitiate, though they'll be able to find him. General does fall. Can't find anything bigger. And they should be able to as well, considering Iceberg is not there. He's showing on the bot lane.
Yeah, and I don't know, it's really strange somehow. Did quite a lot despite having this 85%.
The procs have True Strike.
A ton of spell damage. Yeah,
I think that's the other one. Yeah, like I mean, because the more we shot, we saw how much damage it done, right? I think in the mid lane when he had the BKB, he got down to half HP, and then of course it's a 40% chance of marksmanship. So if you do get a few marksman procs, this PA is going to be very sad.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how they interact. I guess it should overrule then evasion.
Illusion.
Marksmanship procs do have True Strike, so
yeah.
But is it the full damage or just the bonuses? I think is that what you're saying? Because I'm curious.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how their interaction. I suppose it's just a
lot of damage coming on the tusks.
The Drow have one less enemy now.
It's just so scary. I mean, plenty of us have had that experience in our pub games where a Drow builds a shadow blade, but it's not usually this scary for this long.
Radiant are scanning.
No, it's also just the game that he's having. I also feel like he's itemized it. Played them and everything. Committing to a BKB or anything. Multiple.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Now they're just dishing it into the tarts. Of course, Iceberg in that dragon form is a machine gun in his own right as well. V2 doesn't even have to get close to the high ground though.
Yeah, high ground time.
Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's middle
Dropping
tower
off.
is under attack.
Epic Kid is wrapping around the back though, and he has the nullify now. Question is,
Trying to deal with the creeps.
Going.
yeah. Go in. Cataclysm. They give rid of the DK. Okay, that's the reveal now. Epic Kid, he could backstab here. Sees a target, looking to go in, always want to fly, it's going to be gone. BKB activate, hookshot comes out though, they're trying to punish the PA. Clockwork is going to keep him trapped in, able to move away. The egg is going to go down, so they'll need to reset and retreat away from this, but DM is a little bit too slow. V2 will stay on top of him, the stuns will come out, they will find the
We
Viper
hardly
kill.
knew you.
But still,
Just
good
as
play
well
from
may the
VP,
Drow
good reveal
keep
from
you
the
safe.
Ags, and a big pick off on the Iceberg that will just stave away Navi's first for blood.
Yeah, once again, Iceberg beat. I'm not sure. I was kind of watching Epic Kid. I missed, but Bob coming out of all the fly and Iceberg pop the BKB, and also not able to use the. I guess he must have been somewhat out of position. Tusker. Surprising.
Probably the Tusker, because I was looking at the same thing. I was like, Epic Kid, now will he backstab? And then you just see that kill. You're like, yeah, Epic Kid is going to try for something here.
Don't really expect this Dragon Knight to be dying with B.
Quite the surprise, but VP, they're looking to surprise us. Like, whoa, whoa, don't count us out of this one, all right? We got 1K net worth
thanks.
league. You should fear us.
Yeah,
Yeah, especially still showing that.
having the game. Got the Silver Edge now. Come quite a bit easier.
Jackpots.
Viper.
I'll take that.
Epic Kid, he's going to feel incredibly fragile. I mean, he already was in this game, but now if you go in, you need to make sure you know exactly where the Drow is. I think is the critical thing here, because if you get caught with that Phantom Strike on cooldown, 5 seconds is more than enough time for V2 to end your life.
Yeah, you need to be smart about how you. Pretty much on all heroes at the same time. No, but with the Avenge, able to go Ranger. Also need to be worried about the Phoenix tanking all Egg, because Egg is something you can't really fight against. Aegis is going to be reclaimed here. Perhaps going to sway them from going high ground here. Or at least make them
Dire's top tower is under attack.
They're a little bit
Dire's
reluctant.
structures are fortified.
I might just wait for the next items, because Roger, he's got enough to buy on it, he will. He's got the Aeon Disc recipe that's going to fly out. Of course, he's keeping that component locked, but I mean, that clutch save could be what completely cripples VP if they get caught off guard in these fights.
I hadn't really known.
Oh,
Once again, pretty much
Radiant
sniper
are
range,
scanning.
not more. Saying at
we're
what,
fighting.
some 1,000 plus range.
Yeah, we're 36 minutes in as well, so you know, no Raxes have been deleted from the game yet. We could end up seeing a certain ridiculous item again. VP are praying that item does not fall into the clutches of V2 2 games in a row.
Do it with flair.
Guys,
I am getting ahead of myself, but still.
you are. I mean, the last game was twice as long as this one, so let's see. Still no Rex, you know, approaching 40-minute mark. Not a single barracks. It has a lot of sort of longer games.
Hello, VP. They want to play. Smoked up.
On the Minotaur horn here. Gonna be very nice for him. He doesn't feel like he has to buy the.
Iceberg. They know where he is. But even though you've proven he can die time and time again, very funny, haha, not really the one you want to be initiating on if his team's standing behind him. Instead, they're trying to look for the soft
Sort of
ability.
long wrap around here. Kind of fine general, but
I love the way he just stands there. He's like, so, was this what you were expecting? And it wasn't.
yeah, I mean,
They
he's
won
sitting
out.
there with the craggy coat, bait mail. He doesn't really mind getting initiated.
Hook shot in, long range, connects on Epic Kid. BKB forced out. Righteous down. This has already gone off. The Colt's bouncing him around though. A little bit of trouble here. Cataclysm's going to come out. It's going to go down. Drow's almost dead. V2. They can't find him though. He's swapped out. He's safe. Tusk is down. The egg will go off and they need to retreat, but they've caught their kid. Can they stun him up? No, they go for Enchantress instead. They need to be careful. DK is hit up by the break. He's going to try for the TP out, but the cold snap's going to be there. They'll turn around. They'll take out Iceberg, but it looks like Who's Wanna Fly wants to die alongside him, and he swaps himself into his death. GPK being turned around on, but they're going to move in. Epikid, he goes in. The Chris come out. They got rid of it. V2 is dead and gone. They're going to wipe the entirety of Navi.
I have bunting
Fight.
for you.
Dire's middle
there,
tower
just-
is under attack.
Understanding he has to get out of his egg, you know, he's just going in, out, and dealing damage, just making sure he's like living right on the edge, you know, not getting caught by all else. And I think the blur evasion at that point, I play quite a part there.
Dire's middle tower has
You're
fallen.
right. This
Come and fight me.
makes this hero so potent. I mean, like, how
Dire's
you
middle tower
lock him in
is under
long enough?
attack.
Can you lock him in long enough? Especially when he also has a satanic, so anything used to stun him, it doesn't feel like it's doing
Dire's
enough.
middle
And
tower
even if you
has
do that,
fallen.
the save with these snowballs,
Dire's
able to
middle
just kind of
barracks are
hide
under
him
attack.
from the egg
Dire's middle
explosion. It just feels
barracks has
so
fallen.
hard to punish
Dire's
Epi right
middle
now. And
barracks has
now they're going to
fallen.
punish your base. Okay, we're actually getting Raxes disappearing much quicker in this one. Should be 2 lanes, but that should be all VP take. They'll just back
Dire's
up after
top
this likely
barracks are under
and
attack.
wait for Roche.
Yeah, there was no buyback on the
Dire's top
bought
barracks
this
has
Eagle
fallen.
song. Buyback for him. Now all of a sudden, well, feeling pretty
Feeling it.
cocky, man. If you're here, there's a double damage top. It's gotta disappear.
Haste Rune, less valuable. Roche would be very valuable. Up in 40 seconds. To both teams, they'll have everything available for this fight. Navi, with what remains your base, staring you in the face, saying, please don't let VP hit me again. This might be the do or die Roche.
Yeah, this Rose Timeless Relic or Spell Prism. You can just, it's not pick your poison, but I don't know. What's the opposite?
It's more
pick your cake. Pick your party. Pick your pickle. I don't know.
I
if you
mean,
like pickles.
Dire's courier has been
I think
killed.
it's still poison. It's just in this situation, it's ram your poison of choice down your enemy's throats. Right? Like, you could either spam spells, or yeah, he did go for the Timeless Relic, because the cataclysms in these fights have been incredibly painful for specific members of Navi. But look at
I think
this.
that was a pretty early
Radiant
spawn.
are
And
scanning.
Tornado's coming through. V2 will be walled up in the air. Egg's going to be committed to secure it though. Hook shot in as well. Connects on the 2 is going to push them towards the explosion. And the jumping from Save is going to work against him. They get the Egg cheese and the refresher shard. And they get a kill on Save. Dead for 100 seconds. No buyback. And the hook shot in just as he's about to time out. He naps. General will die for it, but the jump in. Iceberg trying to stay here. Active with the BKB swap to get him away. The hit and Epikid. Can they get rid of him? Quick enough. Phantom Strike to get away. The burns are coming out here. The Egg doesn't clip onto anyone. Jump in. Tornado interruption though will stop the Phoenix in his tracks, but they will not try and turn this around. They'll be happy with the Always Wanna Fly kill. They cannot risk Epikid here. He's bought the Divine Rapier.
I feel like this is a really, like, not really in a very losing position. Committing to this rapier now. I also think the fact is he's not that strong. Like, it doesn't have any sort of attack speed item, so unless you're hitting from the Phantom Strike, attack speed is actually quite low. You're relying somewhat on the alacrity, most likely.
Somewhat.
But it's very scary. All of a sudden, you know, lose one fight, then you probably lose the game. Whereas
He doesn't even have boots
we were in such a winning position seconds ago, or just a few minutes ago.
No, I remember I saw someone on Reddit, they were like, this is outrageous. I build a Divine Rapier and I get reported by all my teammates. Now, this is the type of game where Epikid would probably have got reported by his teammates, because he's a ginormous liability for quite a long time, being over 2,000 gold away from having buyback.
Yeah, and the thing is, even if you do
I'll take
need
that.
to farm up and buy a new item that is also going to have a large impact,
Just boots.
Halberd now on Iceberg.
Lord.
A bit more tanky here.
But they're moving. They know they have to. They can't kind of get in this status quo. Roger. He is hit. He has the Oundis. The egg is coming off cooldown. This is going to work out perfectly for Navi if VP go. Instead, Navi, they want to go. They smoke.
On smoke.
Sees him, the Glimmer Cape. Tornado out on the V2 because he hasn't got his boots in either. Jump in, stun reflected in the Iceberg, but the right click's coming in. They jump straight on the Drow. Cataclysm as well, trying to punish this. Can they get rid of him? Yes! Fast life down, but the X is going to be there. It'll cover him when he comes back up. PA in a bit of trouble, needs to get out of it quick, but the control is too good. He's gone! They find the PA kill. And he is dead without buyback, which is very obvious by the pretty giant sword laying in the ground. V2 says, well, I'm already slow, but I'm definitely taking that. Let's go, boys. Chugga chugga choo choo. Navi, game free. Oh. Oh.
Yeah, I think VP they gave them, you know, not just like the keys to their house, but also like the deed of, you know, like they gave them like there's like the down payment.
Here's the keys, here's my wife, here's
my children, they will work for you. And
you can have my pets, everything else. I'll still pay for the pets though. Hookshot in, they're trying to defend this. They have to and they know it. Snowball to buy some time. On to V2 and Gus to push him away. Can they control him up? He's got the Ghost Set to protect himself. The E-Blade, nice swap out will get him out. He's low on HP though. Tornado. He might. GPK's chasing in. The Ice Ball goes down, but he's going to turn around. They'll bring him down instead. Buyback comes out. Warrior's Punch is going to be enough. The hero's an RV. There's too many of them. DM, the cat can control them up. The bird is gone. Dead for 90 seconds, but they're going to lose DM as well. Buyback will come out for Phoenix. GPK, it's him versus the world. DM wants to back him up in this though. Venge being pushed away. They actually turn it around. Drow does not have the means to get back here in time. He will not buy back for this. And as a result, the Rapier is back in the hands of VP. Wait, no, it's not. No, Iceberg, you got it. Oh. He actually took it back with him. Oh, well, I mean, Iceberg, after the early mid-game he had Pycat, we said he was having a few whoopsie moments. He says, it's time for me to be the raid boss.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Drop his treads. I feel like I just saw him buy a pair of treads.
He might have. I'm a little bit too excited, I think. Oh.
Network is still not that amazing considering he just got gifted a rapier. Sort of. Does the rapier net worth not count?
It does. I think it does. I think maybe it's just maybe poorer than we realized. They're trying to end it.
For a win here, they don't want to buy back on the draw ranger. Might not.
There it is. They'll do it now though. They're baiting him in a little bit too deep. Epic in trouble. BKB will go off. The X is going to be there. They need to run the Sunrise, burning him down. Viper is gone. V2 hunting for, looking for more. Nice jump away. GP Gate gives Epi the range to get out from the stun. General will have a nap time. They did force out the buyback, but they have lost a crucial element as DM is down and dead for a very long time without buyback.
Dire's top barracks
We're gonna have to hold this
Radiant's bottom
100
tower
seconds
is under
against
attack.
the Rapier Dragonite. He's not gonna have his form though. That is at least a
Dire's courier
blessing
has been killed.
for VP here. It's gonna be kind of hard for him to deal damage. They might have to wait for by which. I mean, this game might
Radiant's
it might
bottom
go on for a
tower
while.
is under attack.
All right. Seems I have predicted the maybe. I mean, we could end up at tier 5 at this rate because there's going to be a reluctance, right? You just bought back on V2 and Epic Kid doesn't have buyback. Both teams may just consider chilling for a bit. The problem is if you do chill, that might favor VP here because Epic can farm his buyback. And V2, he hasn't got it for a whole 7 minutes.
What might Epic?
If at first you don't succeed,
Try again.
Yep, started just like that as you fall for a second. If he loses another rapier in this game, I think he just throws his keyboard across the room and just says, "Go game 3." Of course, he has to get to it first is the real challenge.
Roger getting close to level 25, but also a refresher orb. On this Cjbeards, he's got the magic lamp. I mean, it's impossible to keep the egg off. And I want to have that extra 3 dive into their face. We fight Epic Egg, he's just, okay, I'm running. He uses any time to hit the egg, then fight is lost, no matter what.
It's the fact that you sit there, you're like, okay, actually, we need to kill V-Tune before we can kill the egg. So if the egg's there and you try and run it, you just saw the damage V-Tune does. If you jump on V-Tune first, egg goes off, Sunray's heal him up. Like, it's just an impossible duo to deal with for VP. I think that's the real reason why now. This second, see, the second rapier podcast I'm okay with from Epikid. The second one is not a game-throwing rapier.
No, I would agree that the second rapier, it makes a lot more sense than the first rapier. Because now you are in pretty of a sort of a awkward position here. You're down 8k even though you're up 2 racks.
Oh no, look who runs in towards you as well. Oh, they got the Iron Disc already. He used the dive as well.
Yeah,
Watch it
only
needs to
now
be very
has to deal
careful.
with the
Radiant's
magic
top
lamp
tower
and the
is
swap.
under attack.
Still not that easy to bring.
But you do scare him away, okay? He knows his limits. Roger's
Dire's
like, no, no,
bottom
no.
tower
I am
is
as
under
crucial
attack.
as the Drow to succeeding here.
Yeah, he doesn't have buyback. In fact, the only
Radiant's top tower is
now
under
just
attack.
coming up. Yay, but KP and
Radiant
I suppose
are
gonna hate
scanning.
that. If he dies, just has to, you know, buy back. It's like, great, now I'm back to being immortal again.
yeah, he will just be sort of a
Dragon Squire is correct.
now he's like a Dragon King, right?
Rock it on.
What's cool? What's like the coolest knight title we can give him? Dragon, like Lord Thunder Dragon Knight? I don't know. Thunder sounds cool.
Dire's
Lord-
bottom tower is
Lord
under
Dragon, Blood Killer, Fire
take that.
Dragon,
You've got the XXs. The
attack. Dire's
XXs are right.
structures are fortified.
and also the 53 because there are 50.
Well, only 53? Man, people are sleeping on that name.
Dire's bottom
The
tower
DM
is
at least
under
finding
attack.
a
Dire's bottom tower
Havoc Hammer
has
here.
fallen.
Bump up his HP just a little bit,
But
not in the fights.
you wanted to know what
Dire's
the
courier has been
the
killed.
Dragon Peasant looks like. I mean, the comparison between the two, only 4k net worth between them.
Dire's
He
bottom
does feel
tower
like a
is
bit of a
under
peasant
attack.
in comparison to Geistberg right now. Roger.
Dire's
Look at him
courier
run at them!
has been killed.
Head goes down and Focus is gone! Hookshot in's gonna find the Dragon Peasant. DM trying to move away, forced off BKB out, but the second hookshot is there. They'll catch on to him, they'll kill him off. It's 2 dead on the side of VP. And it just looks so stupidly casual for V2 with all of this damage.
I actually think that's like almost like probably Iceberg, just all the DK with this and the rapier,
Yup.
the attack speed that he gets from Draw Ranger, the additional range that he gets from the bench. He is Airy is like a
No, he's like, yeah, if you were doing a D&D campaign for
least.
5 years, he's the
has
final
fallen
dragon.
to the dust.
you know, at least they did buy enough time for of course the act on the
Jesus.
DK, but at least they bought time for Epikid to buy this next rapier. You know, he's gonna at least get to show it off. Iceberg did port back to the base because he didn't have form there.
That's true. And
They
they're still
are gonna
lingering
get their
around.
heroes back up. Still gonna be more game to be played here.
Of course, it is the truly scary black dragon in this game. I don't know. Maybe if you catch him in the break, I can see a world in which Epikid slays him first. But otherwise,
Rock it on.
I'd be incredibly scared of this lad here.
Radiant's
Yep,
middle
that's
tower
one.
has fallen.
You guys maybe want to stop him from, because he seems to. Oh, okay. That's a set one to stop. Not a good one. That Zillion's gone. Instant buyback.
Radiant's ancient
Egg.
is
They're
under
just gonna egg.
attack.
They got the glyph. The egg
Radiant
may have been a little bit
structures
premature.
are
eggs.
Dire's middle tower
They're not
is
gonna be
under
able to
They're gonna
attack.
stand there. They're gonna try. They have to. They go in. Navi kid with the BKB running out. He's in trouble. They're going to run him through Cataclysm and try and do the damage. B-Team brought low, but not low enough. They've lost their B-Kid. He has no buyback. Navi, they do lose the first life. Aegis is down, but how do you kill Drow the second time? DM's trying his best as he can. It's going to be forced off to get Drow away. He can just reset the try and stay on top, but Save, what can he do now? Warriors punch out. He's just going to fall as well. One by one, BP crumble. It looks like we are going to get the game free. As Navi turn around, they hit the throne. GG gets called. Navi have done it.
Navi victory.
And, you know, 69k advantage last game, 39k this game. FBK feeding away 2 rapiers. I think you gotta be quite upset here if game was really in the bag for you. Managed to sort of give it away, sort of in the similar way that you gave away these 2 rapiers.